Well, it's pile action. Enjoy. Okay, I'm back. I have to do some chores, and Gracie's going to be a little delayed coming in. She wouldn't settle, and so rather than sort of test both of our patience in the situation, it's always gotta. I just left her for now, so she can. It's kind of good for her anyway. She needs to settle down on her own. I don't know if it's called self-soothing, but in a way, she has to bring herself down. She's staring at me. She's over there staring at me. She's like, "Can you try again?" Soon. Who's here? Missy's here. Hello, Missy. And Crystal. And Riley. And Anita. Hello. All the way from New Brunswick. Hello, Martine. In France. Let's see. Who else is here? Looks like David's here. Hey, David. I got your text, but I just haven't responded yet. I will. Let's see. That's it. Or for everybody who said hello. Well, hello to you guys. Thanks for popping in and watching horses. Pretty active today. It's kind of a nice day, so they're looking to run around a bit. And that's good. I'll go get Gracie shortly. Not too long from now, I think. But when she gets hyped up, which is really common for horses, when they're sort of jacked up, their heart rate's up a little bit. You know, the area of their brain that gets activated the easiest gets activated the most. So she just has to learn. And not necessarily leaving her alone per se, but sort of just put a delay on that, let her sort of settle a bit, and then I'll go try again, and I bet she'll just be a champ like she always is. So in time that'll just go away. She'll be a champ from the get-go, and usually she is, but once in a while she sort of turns into a bit of a free cat. About haltering, which is not bad. It has nothing to do I think I've said it before, but I had somebody make a pretty big point that a lot of times for Arabians it's about them being stubborn, or they're putting their foot down, and it's going to be a battle of wills. And I just don't think so. I just think be patient as possible. If you feel your patience waning because their patience is gone, they don't have any, then it's up to you to lead that patience race and say, well, I'll be patient, more patient than you are, and maybe you can borrow some of my patience. Go from there. All right. Oh, geez, Brandy's here. What the? Hey, Brandy. Yeah, weather's awesome today. Look at this. I mean, it's a very high, sort of light colored light sort of frosting of the sky with some clouds there, but overall weather's awesome. Missy says it was fun watching your ground driving work with her in yesterday's video. Yeah, I had thought I'd put that one up a while ago, and I was looking through my unlisted videos because there's a pile of them, and I was thinking, which ones have I unlisted? And I saw that one in there, and I meant to put it up probably at least a month ago, and I hadn't, so up it went. And that was from February when we had some snow, and I think I might do a quick cover of that. I don't know if it's called a cover, but kick him, Rue! Ah, he almost got him. Look at that. Rue's a better turner than Luke. Luke's a little quicker, but Rue's a better... He'd be a good cutting horse if you wanted to cut cows or cut whatever. You know, animals. And he'd be great. He turns on a dime. He's really quick. But he's a little bit slower than Luke, I think. I think Luke's got the jump on him. He's got a lot of practice with Gracie. Anyhow, so for the ground driving stuff, that was a while ago, and I've done a few of those with Gracie. The purpose obviously is to help her understand a little bit about steering when it comes to riding, and you can really move yourself into some super optimal positions to get that done. And it translates so well. Ground driving, when done correctly with terrific reaction time and timing and all that kind of stuff, is so effective. Really good teacher, and she's incredibly smart. So uh, for for my for the purposes of what I'm turning her into, or at least I feel like I'm turning her into. And Marianne's here. Hello, Marianne. And for trail riding or just riding in general for now at the moment, she has just been tip top with all that stuff. So hope you guys look forward to the next ones. I've got part 4, 5, and 6 coming, and I think they've all got bits and pieces. And obviously I'm not going to show every second of training with her, otherwise, I mean, it's boring, or sort of. And the best training is the boring training. If it's not getting exciting, you're doing it right, in my opinion. Whatever that's worth. Who's here? Pop's here. Hello, Pop. Good to see you, or hear you, or see you writing. Brandy says, ground driving is really fun too. Great for kids and minis. I'll teach my daughter to ground drive this year. That's awesome. I agree. Couldn't agree more. Especially if you got yourself a cart as well. That'd be kind of fun. I don't have any carts here. I don't know if I'd ever teach any horses to sort of drag a cart around. They'll drag logs and barrels and stuff for roping things. Look, see? Look over there. I don't know if I can zoom in well enough. You guys can see her. I don't know if you'll be able to see her, but she's eating. She's eating. And so that's good. I'll go get her. I'm going to go grab her. I'll come back and chit chat with you guys about ground driving. And as Brandy says, it's great for kids. It's great for adults, obviously. Great for kids. Because you can be in a position where, the horse can kind of be in trouble a little. And you're safe. You're on the ground. And hopefully you're in a position where you're, far enough away. And if anything really got out of sorts, you just let those lines go. And I've said it a million times, you're doing groundwork and something goes sideways and you can't hang on, or you're leading a horse and they're going all kind of weird, and you're obviously training in an arena, an enclosed area, a fenced area, somewhere safe. Let go. It's cool to do that. It's safe. Keep yourself safe first. But obviously just, don't get them into the position that they're freaked out. So we're not going to have kids train the horses to be that way. I'm sure that Brandy's got some amazing horses that ground drive already, and teach the kids, look, this is how you drive horses from the ground. And that'll translate into the saddle, which will be fantastic. Anyhow, I'm going to go get that little whippersnapper over there, and I shall return. Man, it is hot out here. Okay, well, so sometimes you just have to work with them a little. What are you gonna do? Let's see, let's see. Okay, we got a whole pile of comments in here. Let me see if I can catch up to what you guys are talking about. Penny's here, hello Penny. Geez, there's a bunch of other stuff. Shoe brushes and mud and I think Brandy's talking about how it's really muddy there. Joyce is here. Hello, Joyce. Marianne says, your ground driving video inspired me to do it with my horse again before I get back up on her. Great idea. Okay, I think I've made it all the way back. All right, let me see what I can do here. Pop says, how's baby? Baby's good. If you mean Gracie. I don't know who you're talking to. Let's see, bunch of hellos. Anyhow, so yeah, I think Brandy's talking about it being muddy. It sucks, you know, when you get a lot of rain and a lot of moisture and you just can't get rid of the water. It's just mud. There they go. Somebody poops. Okay, bear with me while I quickly clean up the arena. Okay, I'm back. Where was I? Yeah, a lot of talk about the weather. Mud is good for the immune system, says Brandy. And I think I said hello to Penny. Yeah, Shirley's here. Hello, Shirley. Penny says, any update on Skip's feet? Yeah, Skip's feet are coming along. Back feet are much better, but his front feet will be another 6 months or so before they get grown down properly. Sue's here. Hello, Sue. Yep, gotta have a roll. Brandy's doing her makeup. Oh, Peggy. She's always knocking those things over. The other one's over too. I didn't even notice. Danielle's here. She says horses. Horses, horses. I think Danielle's a new viewer here, maybe a kid. Hard to say. Are you scared they'll kick? Not really. Oh, Brandy's off. She went to go from horses. I'm scared of horses because they're big, and I'm scared they will kick. Yeah. That's good. David says, looks like Gracie doesn't want to release calmly. Nah, I don't know. Something's going on today a little bit. So that's okay. We just get a great opportunity to work on it again. I love working on stuff, so I never think about it much. Just keep working on it. Penny says she's in heat and it makes her squirrely. I don't know if being in heat is making her squirrely right now. She doesn't appear to be in heat at the moment. She's not going up to the boys. She's not really doing much of anything. Just some days she just does a different thing in her mind. I don't know. I actually look forward to having problems, because when I'm not having problems, I mean, when I'm not having problems, it means that some stuff's stuck. But when I have problems, then I can tell that the stuff that I've done just hasn't stuck yet. So you keep working on it until it sticks. And you keep building the relationship, and you keep working at it, and you keep, being as patient as you can while maintaining safety and all that kind of business. There's a little bit to it. Sue says, my Arab was the same. Called her a brazen hussy. Yeah, well, when they go in heat. Danielle lives near a nature reserve. They let domestic horses roam free during the day, so I like to go on walks to watch them. And then touch them if I'm feeling brave. That is brave. All right. David says, how often do mares go in heat? I think Joyce says too much. About once a month. Well, look at that. Marianne answered. Martine says every 3 weeks. Yeah, I don't know. It really depends on the horse and the level. Sometimes it'll really be obvious. Other times it won't be obvious at all. Yeah. Rebecca's here from Vegas again. Hello, Rebecca. Not sure if I missed anybody. If you feel like I haven't said hello, let me know. Happy to say hello. David says, can you give us a breakdown of what you just did with Gracie? Let me get a chair. Okay, let's talk about what I did with Gracie. So, I gave her a few opportunities in the paddock to be haltered. Now, being haltered, the first step of being haltered is to be able to draw the horse to you. Now, David, you'll understand probably all the little sayings that I talk about, like drawing a horse, but I'll explain it just in case anybody's like, what are you talking about? So drawing a horse means that when you go to them or go get them or go to be around them, whatever you're doing, riding as well, you have to have an attraction, a draw, the ability to have them want to be around you. I don't have a problem with that with Gracie. I go to the gate, she comes. You know, I go into the paddock, she comes over. I never have a problem with that. But I do have a problem with the top of her head and her neck. And I always have. And I can't help but wonder what got stuck in her psyche that makes it very difficult to take back out. Like maybe she'd been tied with her head down or something, and she's like, I'm never getting in that position ever again, evers, sort of thing. And it's a scary place. Now, it doesn't mean that oh geez, there's so much to it. But anyway, so whatever has her sort of worried or afraid or whatever, is just what it is. It's something that you just, it doesn't matter what it was. So my goal is to just perpetually keep working at, so that the experience of the top of her head, while isn't, you know, you don't want to remind them of that experience, but you also want to remind them that to pull against the pressure is not what you want. So you sort of have to teach that in stages. And sometimes you got to go through a troubled spot and stick with it until you get out. And other times you can sort of be, you know, a lot calmer about it and just let it be, or do a tiny bit and then get away and stuff. That's sort of player's choice, depending on the tool set you've got on hand, depending on how much patience you have, depending on the situation. Maybe you really need something to happen and you don't have any time. So environment, whatever. So then Rue's playing with the chair back there. He's going to be in big trouble. Anyway, so it's just, you know, the haltering work is as it is. You just keep at it. Then I bring her in. Now, I want her to continue to sort of draw and come with me. So I don't really apply a lot of pressure to leading. The rope is very, very loose. She knows where she needs to be around me. Which, David, you can see over in part 4 over on Patreon, how I do a lot of that when we went out on our field trip. So I expect her to do the same thing here in the arena, even with another, what, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 horses hanging around. So she did. Then the next step was to get that halter off. And she's already kind of sensitive at the top of her head, so the work that I want to do there is be able to touch the top of it with my hand. But every time I go to take the halter off, she'd put her head up. And it occurred to me that maybe she's a little bit worried about too many ropes being around her head or face, which she was. So you work at that a little bit. Then you go find another horse that doesn't really mind it too much, like Luke. Play with him. Allow her to watch. Then go back to her. Do a little bit more, and then finally, I thought that was enough. It's not done. Not done by any stretch. I think she'll be another year, probably, before she can finally maybe lose those memories a little bit, or that knee-jerk reaction that she has, to make that sort of go away reliably. Once in a while she might revert back. We all do, you know, and face adversity. We all tend to kind of fall back into what we know best that keeps us alive. So I can't fault her for that, especially considering the way the horse's brain works. So if you have any more questions though about that, let me know. Joyce says, what was the problem with Gracie? Hopefully that explains it, but if not, let me know. Martine says, you put Skip at rest. Well, he's just eating. He didn't ask to come out. I left him in. But for the most part, I'd like him to take it easy. His feet are at a transition phase right now. And being quieter is going to be better for him. He can choose if he wants to walk around, but I don't want anybody pushing him around. Really has the same rules. Marianne says, who here goes camping with their horses? I have yet to go camp. Done a lot of trail rides and stuff, but never an overnighter. Helen's here from Sweden. Hello, Helen. Steph's here. Hello, Steph from Ohio. I think camping would be a heck of a lot of fun. I do plan on doing a video sometime soon about highlining. I've got enough trees here, obviously I can make it happen. Highlining is a very important thing to be able to do if you don't have some kind of fenced in area like I've always shown you guys over at Alco Park. Like a paddock or a corral. A trailer with living quarters. Yeah, that does make it easier. Martine says, but Haley had no problem with her the other day. She was calm and cooperative. Yes. Now, there's an interesting phenomenon with horses. And man, what has happened between Haley and Gracie has been utterly, in my mind, quite fascinating. Gracie rarely sort of gets too concerned with Haley. I don't know if horses sort of treat smaller people with a little bit more either confidence maybe, or less fear, or more patience. It's hard to say. But Haley has done very well to maintain the idea that she reassures. It's never a contest, it's never a battle of wills. The horse isn't planning to screw up your day, and none of those things. So with that in her mind, she's done incredibly well at making sure that Gracie consistently feels good with her. The amount of draw that Haley has is, I'd say it rivals mine for sure, which is amazing for a 9-year-old. Sue says maybe she's hit her head coming out of a trailer. Possible, but I don't know if there's any relation to haltering. It's very possible. Gracie is a rise up the front feet kind of horse, a rearing horse. She goes up quite easily. Andrew's here. Hello, Andrew. All the way over in Montana. Steph says, have you thought about black drain pipe for around the trees so they don't chew? No, I hadn't thought about black drain pipe. The black paper is working okay, but they've gone below it. So I got to put some more black paper on. There's a couple chewy spots. It's like, ah, man. Horses, eh? Oh, what happened, Rue? Did you get chased off again? You just kicked Luke right in the chest. David says, the release was very quiet. So quiet, I never even noticed until she was walking away. Good job. Thanks for the explanation. Waiting for another hailstorm. Yeah, we had an incredible hailstorm yesterday. Just ridiculous. I got a picture, but it doesn't really do it justice. Yes, the release was incredibly quiet. I bet in her mind she might have even been a little bit more comfortable if I'd stuck around. Maybe, right? She didn't try to leave. If I go in there, I bet maybe she'd draw her way over. She needs a friend. She wants a friend. She's dying to have a friend. I don't know if she's quite sure exactly how to make a friend or keep a friend. And most of the time when I see stuff like that, I just feel a little sad for them. You just think, I'll be your friend. You know, let's get this done. Anyhow. Helen says, why are your buckets in the paddock? Sorry, Helen, I don't understand the question. Or the word. Let's see. Marianne says she wants to get a camper and a trailer. Find some great trails. That sounds like a great idea. Martine says, yes, Haley and Gracie have a bond. It's very interesting. I'm not sure exactly. I mean, I've been sort of studying it in a way. I tend to look at things quite scientifically, and I wonder if I could replicate the same thing if I had another child that did the same thing with Gracie. Same approach or a different approach. Would they bond better or worse? Is the education that she's getting applying to new people, or does it really, and I think this part, I think it really depends on the person. I can approach a horse and it'll be totally different from what somebody else does. And vice versa, you know, obviously. Joyce says, something about children and horses. That freaks me out. I don't know, I always get afraid. I always think, I hope nothing goes bad. I hope that child is prepared enough to move out of the way when need be. But Marianne said, my horse is always an upwards going horse. She hits her head on pretty much everything. She's not got head shy because of it. That's good. Yeah, I don't know if horses get head shy when they smash their own heads. I think they get head shy when a human has applied enough pressure that they can't get really. There's another statement that's been going around, and I hear it once in a while. I get one of those trolls that comes onto the channel, and they feel like they've got a place to tell me all kinds of stuff they've heard from somewhere. I won't say where, but somewhere. And it's generally the same person that they hear this stuff from. And that person preaches, never let a horse release themselves from pressure. And I'd say never is a terrible word to use in that. There's plenty of times that I'll let a horse go and try again. Because the fact of the matter is that they don't place themselves in pressure, right? So it's up to you to let them go. And it might not be within your timeline or your desire at that moment, but they need it. And so you got to go slower and try again. There's plenty of times you let a horse free. You say, nope, I'll let you back out of this. Just try again, patiently. Joyce says it's a beautiful thing about kids and horses. I agree. I mean, I do get, whoa, Piggy's got to move Rue a little. I do get a little worried, quite a bit worried. I'm always worried about the safety of the person. But when it goes well, it's amazing. It's beautiful. Maria, because she's never had a bad experience with a child. Can't help but wonder about that. Look at poor Roni. He's got no draw. Lena just stands in the middle. He's got to go all the way back to her. He's yelling at her now. Why don't you come with me? What are you doing over here? Don't hang around with those vagrants. Percherons, Arabians, and whatever Luke is. Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. I'm quite curious. I mean, I hear a lot about how people's horses don't want to be around men. Usually, it's always men. You rarely hear about a horse not want to be around a woman. It's always doesn't want to be around men. And what goes through my mind is that, well, maybe you just haven't had the right, male of the human species around your horse to ever experience that. Imagine that. It might not be the gender. It might be just your choice of people to bring around your horse. You know. And in such a case, children may be the same thing. What if they can separate that out? Gender, age, size. My horse doesn't like big people. What does that even mean? Why? Yeah. Maybe there's a different common denominator. Sue thinks the picture's out of focus. I don't know. I don't think so, but let me see if I can't zoom in on these guys. They sure are staying in the far corner. They're just chowing down on weeds, really. Might get a little blurry now with the zoom, but that's about it. So, I got a couple of horses left to clean up after. I've kind of been taking my time today. It's a beautiful day, or it was a beautiful day. It's getting a little more cloudy. It's not supposed to rain or nothing. It's supposed to just be cloudy, which is kind of good when it comes to doing work. Let's zoom out a smidge. I'm getting better at zooming. Have you guys noticed? Something to say about animals liking one gender specifically. I've done some testing on this with our dog. She most definitely prefers men as it is now. She loves everyone, just loves men more. Yeah. Well, that's a predator animal. I wonder if it makes a difference between prey and predator. Joyce says it's all about energy. Yeah. Andrew says, I know my horses love me, but when my daughters come over, I'm invisible. Andrew, I am super curious as to how you know your horses love you. And I've asked this to a lot of people. If we interpret it as love, is it love? What is love? What is a horse's love? I'm always curious about that. How do we know? I don't think any of my horses love me. I think if I disappeared, they wouldn't even notice. Like, where's the next, flake of hay coming from then? Rue's gone poop. I'm gonna go clean it up. I'll be right back. Okay, one more horse done. Where was I? Getting hungry, thirsty is where I'm actually at. Okay, let's see. Yeah, it's 1 o'clock. Holy smokes. Okay, where are we? Where are we? Oh yeah, gender. Yeah, I mean, I found it's actually a good point about dogs. I've rarely seen a dog not do, and this is just my own experience, but I regularly see dogs do better with men than women. But I'm sure that's just, it's such a small subset, it doesn't mean anything. But that's just my experience. It doesn't mean it's fact. But yeah, horses though, I don't know if there's preference. I do believe dogs, cats, horses, whatever. It is highly dependent. I think Joyce said it. Somebody said it. Depends on energy. Depends on how you are. How do you treat them? How do you feel? Are you, high stress, high pressure, high anxiety, high worry, high fear? Yeah, everything, human or animal or whatever, is going to struggle to be around you. Everything being low, it's very easy to be around. Low pressure. So, hard to say. Hard to say. Oh, thanks, Alice. Alice, thank you very much. Very kind of you. Carrots and apples for the horses for sure. Maybe a box of cookies for me. And Zeus. And Haley. Yeah, yeah. Thanks, Alice. Oh, and thanks, Alice, for your compliments on the dioramas. It was really nice. I know for sure if you say you really appreciate them, it means a lot. In case anybody doesn't know, Alice is quite the artist herself. And I always take it as a huge compliment when somebody who is in the arts, somebody who does, yeah, I mean, even if they don't, but there's something to be said for, somebody who's really good at something to say, hey, you're really good at that, or I really appreciate that. I think the video is like, what, 25 minutes long or something? Can't remember now. But it was an all-day project. It takes a little more time than it appears, and something to be said. All art does. Every painting does. Every sculpting does, kind of thing. And it's all about what you're going to put into it. So, thanks, Alice, for that. Martine says, we don't know what pets exactly feel towards us. I agree. Hard to say. But what we observe or what we feel can be reality. If we feel like they love us, if they like us, they don't like us, whatever. Hate us, that's the reality. Comes a helicopter. Pretty swishy sounding blades. Not so choppy. Oh. Not a helicopter at all. I don't know if you guys will be able to see this. See when it comes into frame. Right there. Oh no, it's a helicopter, sorry. But it's a farming helicopter. It's got some things on the side. I thought it was an ultralight for a second, but yep. Like anybody cares. Interestingly enough, I have a, how come I'm not level anymore? No. Oh. We're gonna have to fix that, aren't we? Can't have the screen not level. Everybody will be turning their phones a little bit. Something like that. Okay. Horses are statues for the time being, so bear with me while I answer some questions, I guess. Missy says, I've seen horses act differently towards one particular person because they were away for a long time. When you say differently, Missy, I'm curious as to what it was before and what it was after and how it was interpreted. Marianne says my horse is fine without me, but she nickers at me more when it's been a while longer than usual since I've seen her. I think that happens as well. I do think that there's an association they have, and it could be for safety or good feelings or food or whatever that is. We're just encapsulated into draw. And the more draw you have, the more they will be happy to see you. You know, that's a good thing. David said something funny. Where was it? I don't know where David's comment is. That. Oh well. My friend was away for 10 days. When she returned, her horse gave her the cold shoulder. Hmm. Interesting. Sue says lunchtime, peanut butter and jelly and milk. No. I've never liked peanut butter and jelly sandwiches. Ever. I think maybe a couple times I'm like, oh, this is all right, but I never crave it. It doesn't occur to me. I do know that peanut butter sandwiches, and I guess peanut butter and jelly would probably be very nutritious. Yeah. Very efficient way to consume calories as well. Good for the planet. Allison's here. Hello, Allison. Allison has a interesting um, take. She says, I think all animals have got I think you meant to say sixth sense. They know who hurt them and won't, but I don't believe gender comes into it. They know when you're scared of them, and they know when you're not, probably not nice exactly, like dogs. I agree with that. My horses very quickly figure out when I'm in a good mood and in a not so good mood. Um, they react accordingly. They just sort of stay away or come closer. They look for scratches, don't look for scratches. Gracie is just busy along the edges, weeding for me. Oh, you guys can't see her. Just noticed. There you go. Yep. Just weeding away for me, taking out the little bits and pieces along the edge. So, yeah, I think so too. So, like I said, for people that feel like, I mean, I remember going to trim a horse one time, and the lady outright said, "My horse doesn't like men," and I laughed sort of unconsciously, or you know, it just came out. I just laughed because I thought it was. I've always think it's kind of amusing, and I probably said something like maybe just not the right men. Anyways, I didn't have any trouble with the horse, and everything was good, and they were surprised and all that stuff. But um, and it's a shame because I would imagine there are probably a lot of men that maybe don't have the opportunity to be around horses for people who believe that, and maybe they wouldn't never maybe they'd have if given the opportunity they might be able to change that person's mind. Yeah, maybe not. Val's here. Hello, Val. Kimberly's here. Kimberly has got a knee injury. I would not worry about your horse giving you a cold shoulder um, at all, Kimberly. Nope. I think everything will be just fine. Um, yeah. whatever that's worth coming from me. I'm not a. Marianne's got a great point, and I agree and have practiced the same thing. If I'm not in a good mood, I do not work with a horse. I mean, I try not to. Sometimes I do, and I really have to force myself to be patient, calm, and get my head out of whatever problem I've got in my head. You know, everybody's got problems. Everybody's got confusion in their world. They got to work out, solve problems they have to solve, and it might really weigh you down. And in those cases, I do as well. Sometimes I'll just go hang out. And Lena and Gracie, actually all my horses, forget it. They're all good. They're all good at bringing me back into focus. And it is truly therapeutic. And at that point, we go to work. So there's a lot of times that they just kind of remind me to chill out, be in the moment. Look at these guys, all lined up trying to eat weeds. Anyhow, pets feel our humor. They are emotional sponges. I agree. I agree. And not always though. I mean, sometimes they have their own issues as well. In the moment, they're worried about something or whatever, and you could be as soft and as lovely and friendly and fluffy as you want to be, and you won't get through. And you might think that maybe it's maybe it's your fault, maybe it's the horse's fault or whatever, but try not to micromanage. Try not to micromanage each experience. And instead take everything, take the whole of the relationship and average that. One or two experiences of your horse not really caring that you're there, totally normal. Totally normal. If they could talk, they might say, I'm sleepy. Imagine that. Just like, look, I'm really tired. I don't want to work or nothing. Can you just stand over there while I snooze or while I eat or whatever? Well, Missy says, I didn't mean to imply it would happen to everyone. If you're away from your horse, just an observation is all. Yeah, I'd say not everyone will interpret their horse's behaviors the same. Not every experience you have with a horse will be the same. Depending, really does. It depends a lot on us. Quite a bit there. And horses react with other horses the same way. A horse will come in, maybe they were good buddies for a long time, and now they don't really care. I rarely see a horse sort of take it personally unless they are looking to make sure that they have a lot of draw, and then they will make sure to get that draw. Roni's a great example of that. I would observe him, for that sort of end goal. Sue says, how are your boarders dealing with not seeing their horses? I don't know. Yeah, I don't know. I've never asked, and they don't offer. I mean, the natural response I sort of hear, I miss my horse, but glad I get to see tons of video. Right? That's the bonus of this place in my mind as well. I mean, many bonuses, but one of them is they get to see their horse every day. Documentation of their horse's life is practically daily. So that's an easy fix sometimes. Look at all these guys. Nanner's down. I bet who's next? I think Peggy might be next. Rue might be next to lie down and have a sleep. Afternoon is nap time. Marianne says she set her horse for a year today. Wow, congratulations, Marianne. What is this, May the 4th, right? Whoops. May the 4th. I've decided that today is Lena's birthday. Remember a long time ago, I put up that video of Lena when she was a baby and stuff. Everybody was trying to vote on her birthday. May the 4th was the funniest. I think May the 5th, Cinco de Mayo, Cinco de Mayo, yeah, was the next request. But I like May the 4th. It's funny. So today's her birthday. So there you go. That'll be easy for me to remember, Marianne. The second year of having your horse will be next May the 4th, Lena's birthday. And congratulations, by the way. Speaking of owning horses, Skip is actually, Sue was asking about his feet. But Skip's leaving on either Thursday or Friday. Going to his new home. Wonderful home, wonderful people. And they will continue to, they're not very far away, so they'll continue to have me out to keep working on his feet, getting them better. And he'll be quite a happy horse, I'm sure of it. Martine says, maybe we should respect their mood. Yeah. There's definitely a case for that. It's hard to respect the mood if you have to interpret the mood. I think it comes down to respecting what they're communicating. Whoa! Gracie's chasing Luke off. Just about punched him in the face. Bam! When he's telling Luke where to go, he doesn't even care. Like, I'm already walking by, buddy. Settle down. Going over to Peggy. Funny. Penny says, I agree, and this looks back to letting horses leave. There's plenty of good opportunities to keep a horse around and let them leave, ask them to leave. Depends on what you want to do, where you want to get to. But listening to them, of course, we have to interpret what we're listening to, so be cautious there. But I find that's most effective for what I want to do. Everybody sing happy birthday, Lena. May the 4th be with you. Yeah, that's it. That's why it's funny. And yes, good for Skippy. He's doing quite well. I'm quite happy with how he is and everything that's coming along for him. And his future life, I think he's gonna do quite well. Well, Rue's bugging Nanner. She has to get up. She'll put a hole in him. Bam! Oh, here comes Lena. She probably wants some scratches. Roni's going to cut her off. He's going to get a little ahead of her. Look at them walk in unison. He's got a little bit ahead of her and cut her off. What's going on, you two? You guys need carrots or something? I think we have a few carrots. But they go pretty quick. Roni's thinking about either lying down or just rolling. There we go. This is it. Bam. Quick, let's jump on him. And Lena can finally make her way over to the corner to me. See? I knew it. Yes, Lena, what can I help you with? I wasn't sure if Gracie was going to make her way over. She was thinking about it, and she changed her mind. Let's see. Naomi says you interpret their actions pretty well. Lena absolutely loves you, or maybe it's your scratches. Yeah, totally my scratches. Yep. And that's, I suppose that's kind of the thing. You know, you can, if we listen to what they're asking for and meet that need, you know, it's simple. That stuff's easy. Here she comes again. Roni's going to cut her off, send her away. She'll probably stop. She might make her way around. Hey, maybe Roni will give that thing a kick. Gracie's telling everybody where to go today. Bam. Somebody had asked if horses ever get hurt when they go to roll. I haven't seen too much of it myself. Mainly if they're rolling on super scratchy hard surfaces, they'll get abrasions. Never seen any ribs broken or anything like that, though, or major bruises. They're pretty good at just lying down. Anyways, thanks, Naomi. I think I interpret them okay. Or try to. See, Gracie's using her superpowers. Says, out of the way, brown horse. Come in to hang out with the orange horse, yellow horse. Oh, here she comes. Horses are more hardy than people think. Absolutely. I was just talking to somebody about blanketing. And I gave him the rundown of all the science about blanketing. And it was a good conversation, needless to say. They select where to roll if they can. Absolutely. You'll see them in here, scratching the ground, seeing what it's like. Whoa. Look at that. Go get it, Lena. If she dumps that thing in the pond. There they go. Nope. Roni says, don't play with the ball. And there goes the ball. Oh. Escape. Piggy says, what are you talking about? It's a ball. Go get it, Luke. Luke's very good at playing with the ball, by the way. Him and Skip were playing a little game of soccer. I think it was about a month ago. Let's see what he does. He's usually very good at playing with the ball. Ronnie's bossy. Yeah, sort of. I say Roni has a set of rules that he feels is, yeah, I don't know. I don't know how to explain it best, but he's uh, he's definitely got things figured out. Marianne says, I've yet to find a reason to blanket my horse. We get warm summers and cold winters, no blanket needed. It's a good way to put it. It's a good way to put it. Why should you blanket your horse? Some good scientific reason says blanketing is a great idea. Well, that's it. Off the ball goes. I wonder if it's going to go run into Nanner at the back. Yeah, Rue's out. What's going to happen? What is she going to do? It's going to hit her. It's almost there. Oh, it missed. Man, that stuff is funny to me. It's funny. Just joy throughout the day, you know? Hanging out with horses. Yeah. What's up, Gracie? All the way over here in the corner. Oh, here comes those two. I wonder if she's going to do any punching. No, she says, don't come over though. Ears back, tail swishing extra much, an extra bunch. It is amusing when they play with stuff. Ball or the barrels. I don't know if you guys remember back that video a long time back where Skip had picked up a barrel and he flipped it. He flipped it right over from a standing position back to a standing position. I mean, it had to have been a fluke, but still, it was impressive all the same. Nanner's going pee, and so Gracie's like, well, this is a great opportunity to go give you trouble. Wowzers. Just a firecracker, eh? Just gotta run around telling everybody a little bit. Roni says, come with me, Lena. I know the best place to hang out. Marianne says, I got advice to put a blanket on to avoid my horse getting dirty because she kept laying down in muddy shelters. I ended up changing barns. Yeah. Yeah. Sometimes when you hang out at a barn and people want to tell you what to do. Missy, impressive. She says, yeah, it was. I don't know where that video is, but man, it was super impressive to see Skip do that. I don't think I'll ever find that. I should just I should try to take these little clips out and put them aside for bloopers or fun things that horses do or something. Val says rugs are relatively cheap nowadays. Well, value of. Let me know where you live. We don't call them rugs here in North America, so it tells me you're in Europe somewhere. Donkeys years ago. Wait a second. Years ago, we couldn't afford to rug them. Yeah, my mom used to say donkeys years, didn't she? Yeah, I think I know where you're from. We couldn't afford to rug them. They're too expensive. In my experience, I think humans doing all the over-rugging treat their horses like dolls generally. Missy says, I'd watch that. I know, I'll see if I can. I don't know if I can find it, but if I can find it, I will. I mean, it takes me a long time. I got a lot of videos, but I keep them all. I have all of my videos just archived away on hard drives, so I might be able to find it. Yeah, it was very impressive. I was super surprised. don't think it was a live stream. I think it was a horsey play day. And it was somewhere near the beginning when Skip came. And he surprised me by playing with barrels so much. That I recall. So, anyways, we're getting on 2 hours and I'm hungry. So I think that I'm going to best of videos. Exactly, right? Like, I keep meaning to, I just don't have enough time. I'm too busy making new stuff and putting up new things and editing and coming up with new concepts. And the dioramas were another thing that I've been working on for a while because it takes a lot of practice to do 3D stuff, to do printing, painting, figuring out what glue works well, how to even make anything. I mean, that took a long time to get good at that. And so yeah, I tend to run out of time because I'm also working, training, cleaning up, fixing, building, living life as well. I got a bit of a life. Kid. Let's see. Marianne says they also semi-implied I was abusing my horse for keeping her barefoot on ice and snow. Yeah. Yeah, it's funny, eh? Keeping them barefoot is abuse. How ironic. Oh well. Sue says, thanks for the bright spot of my day. You're welcome, Sue. Hope you've enjoyed it. And feel free to check out part 4 over on Patreon there. David was saying that he's waiting for a day of rain to watch. I think it's like a 45-minute video. But it's a good one. Working with Gracie. You'll enjoy it. And then part 5 and 6 are coming up pretty soon. Again, it's all time to get to it. And yeah, everything's going great. Horses are happy. Place is almost cleaned up. I've got one paddock left. I'm gonna eat some food. Oh, Gracie's got to tell Rue where to go. Says, watch it. Coming over here for some weeds. Whatever you are. Because nobody knows what he is. 50 minutes? Is that what it was? Yeah. Well, Martine, you're very welcome. Go eat. Thank you for the chat, says Naomi. Okay, I'm out. You guys are very welcome. I hope you've enjoyed this and I've answered some questions and, you know, said some stuff that's maybe useful, maybe interesting, maybe funny, maybe not. Yeah, I'm out. You guys are welcome. I'll see you guys later. Well, maybe not later, probably tomorrow. Tomorrow's supposed to be a beautiful day too, so I'll be back out here. I mean, everything that's going on here is going on here anyways. So, all right, you guys all have a great... oh, Missy's telling me to get out of here as well. Very good. Thank you, Missy and Naomi, for pushing me off to go eat. I'm hungry. Naomi says one beautiful... Rue is a very beautiful horse. He's gorgeous. I agree. But yes, you guys are welcome. Bye, Val. I'll see you tomorrow probably. But have a good day, or morning, or afternoon, or night, evening, and take care. You know, everybody stay healthy, stay good, and I'll see you guys again tomorrow.